Today we're going to be talking about the one she told you not to worry about.
That's right. It's
Primaris
Marines. Big, beefy Marines.
Beef Marines.
Beef Marines.
Gilman came back. He taught all of his Marines how to lift, like
took him to the gym.
Primark size, and then
Call gave them some nice protein-infused gene seeds.
creatine gene seed, and they got beefed out.
Yeah, about 2 feet taller and thick.
An additional wound and an additional attack, and that's pretty much it. And the video's over.
And we're done. Yeah. All right.
Can we actually first, before we get into it, can we talk about the naming convention?
Okay. Yes.
Because I actually really
Hell
like.
Blasters!
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I didn't like Hell Blasters.
No, I don't like Hell Blasters. Oh,
that was
jeez.
weak.
So.
He went weak on us.
But Incessor, I actually really liked. Originally, when we were shown these names, I was like, Incessor. Okay, that's
it's
we're
not
getting
Intercessor,
Intercessor.
though.
No,
It's
that's-
Intercessor.
No, then Intercessor, and then there's the Inceptor as well.
Yeah, so
And
what did you
they're-
just do? Mix the two of them?
Yeah, so that's the problem. Yeah,
So you
that's
can't even tell the difference.
So that's going to happen a lot.
yeah.
It's
Because all these names, other than Hell Blaster, which is
the most
jarring.
left field name I've ever heard for any.
My question is, if they're built with non-plasma rifles, what are they going to be called? Are they going to be similar to, like, you know how in Age of Sigmar, their weapons loadout changes essentially their unit profile name?
Yeah.
I wonder if that's going to be the same case.
I don't know. We'll have to see. But no, this whole naming convention is nuts because
It's like Space Wolf era goofy.
well, it's the new era, like because with Age of Sigmar, you had Stormcast Eternal, with you had Liberator, you had Judicator, Prosecutor, Retributor.
Yeah, and you play them, and every time you're like, "This is my Prosecutor Squad," I'm like, "Okay, what does that mean?"
Yeah, I know, right?
I don't know. They're dudes in gold, beefy dudes in gold armor with weapons. Like
They
what?
just do this. But now we have beefy dudes in Space Marine.
In Space Marine armor.
All right, so I want to touch on something real quick.
Yeah.
All right, so if you look at the Inceptor Squad,
Inceptor.
so they have two really cool abilities.
Yes.
Which I think are really
Now,
cool.
now, just for clarification, Inceptors are the jump pack. They have those big mega jump packs that are on their heads. And
So the Crushing Charge, this is very similar to
Like an impact
almost a
hit.
Hammer or Wrath.
Yeah, like
or
an
something like that.
impact hit.
I expect to
or
see this a lot
hammer.
on a lot of units.
So that's really cool to kind of see like how they're reworking it in a way.
Yeah.
Right. And then the Meteoric Descent is what we would usually see for
Deep Strike.
Deep Strike.
yeah, that's what you're
Wow,
looking
I
for.
totally lost my mind right
Oh
there.
no, you
Thank
already forgot about it because that's no longer a thing.
Yeah, it doesn't
Exactly.
exist.
You're already in the zone.
Yep. So I'm ready to go. So that's very cool. Again, you have the 9-inch, the 9-inch.
Same. Yeah. So we're probably just going to see that as a rule. There may be things that can get in closer.
I expect, with some kind of like
I imagine like the
shenanigans.
cult, the cult rules with Gene Stealer cults.
Yep.
Getting a 6 gets you within 3 inches.
I expect maybe even drop pods having that ability, where you drop within outside of 9, and then you can just deploy you deploy out of that.
Oh, deploy out
just
to
so you
get
move out
closer.
of it.
Oh, that's a good point.
You know?
That is a good point. That would make sense with the limiting of dedicated transport.
Yes.
So you can't.
Yeah, so you can't have like all drop pods.
Yeah.
Because
That would
it's
suck.
every other.
Just like an infinite
And you can't-
turn 1 charge.
Well, and that's the other thing. There's no null deployment, so drop
so-
pods might not be that bad, like as it is now with where like I'm full drop list, not dropping anything, and then you're just gonna do your thing, and then I'm gonna dump on you.
Or you mean you drop Tigurius and 3 Grav Centurions and then kill off my entire squad in cover because they got that psychic power that made it so you ignored.
We're talking about 8th edition.
I'm just saying, I'm really salty about the last game we played. Ah!
So you have a choice. Little tiny Space Marine, big buff Space Marine.
Yeah.
Play.
You play
Well,
both.
you play both because I know there's a lot of people who are probably going to be playing a lot of the new models. It's really cool. It is true scale.
I for one will try out a mono Primaris list, because I'm insane and I'm getting a couple of boxes of the starters going halvesies.
That comes out.
June 17th.
Wow.
Yeah. Pre-orders on the 3rd.
Oh, geez.
You guys are good.
That's
I'm
2
top of
weeks
your
ahead.
game today.
Yeah, you don't need to whisper it while we're talking anymore.
Shilling. Such a shill. But now they are, okay, so they're really interesting. Looking at the Intercessor profile, outside of the +1 toughness and attack and the fact that their guns are cooler.
Well, I mean,
They're
2
better
heavy
bolters.
bolters.
No, the intercessors.
Okay.
See, here's the problem.
Yeah.
Here's the problem.
It's so annoying already. It's annoying already, and we only have 3 units.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, but the one you'll never forget.
The
Say it.
anyways, I'm not saying that.
So we're not.
No, I'm talking about intercessors, which are the
Tac squads.
tactical marine equivalent, which would probably be the troop choice.
5-man squads. We saw that
5-man
we can't
squad. Yeah, we talked
beef that
about
up
before.
anymore.
Yeah, and they're beefy and they have the call pattern bolt rifle,
instead of the bolt gun.
which is 30 inches, strength 4, same as the bolter, but -1 AP, which makes it slightly better so it can hurt vehicles a little easier. However, that's it. You can't give them anything else.
Yeah.
You can't take any more of them. You just take 5. So
They're essentially a 5-man, 10-man squad.
yes, and based on their power level, they're 1 point more than a Space Marine.
Yeah.
Space Marine's tactical squad
So,
is 5 points, and then
I
power
honestly,
level,
it's going to be a lot of people. We'll see how it ends up playing out later in like tournaments and more competitive matches. It may turn out that we don't see that many of those squads. We see a lot more just standard Space Marines, and then we see stuff like Inceptor
Yeah,
squads
it's
and Hellblaster.
Hellblasters, and it's kind of jarring how underwhelming intercessors are. Outside of like the bonuses that they get, the differences between the two.
Yeah.
Really, you just have a platform with strength 4 -1 shots.
Yeah.
That's it.
At a greater range.
Yeah,
So
and versus a regular tactical Marine squad, which you can probably, based off of Rubric Marines, you can take up to 20.
we don't know that for
don't know
certain
that for
because
certain.
remember, Chaos Space Marines can go up to 20.
Speculation.
And
But then the
Space Marines
Inceptor
can't.
Squad just looks so much cooler.
Yeah, they are cool. They're super cool. But I would still probably opt to take tactical squads more so than them because of the sheer fact that I can take special and heavy.
Yeah.
Which means, because, hey, especially with the new heavy rules, I don't have to suffer penalties.
Exactly.
I only suffer the -1 to hit, which I'm hitting on 3s anyways.
And God, there's new tools that are like aside from the Intercessor Squad, which could be hit or miss depending on your list,
Yes.
right? I think we're probably going to see a lot of those in specifically Primaris only lists.
Yeah.
Not too many in actual Space Marine lists. These Inceptor Squads, though, I think we may see some real use because it is essentially an assault squad. Take out all the close combat and give them 2 heavy bolters each.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It's ridiculous. You're just flying in with these giant ass jetpacks that do mortal wounds on the charge, and you're doing strength 5, 6 strength 5 shots per model at -1 AP. That's going to be some infantry mulchers.
Range 18, they have movement 10. So
That's pretty
That's
fast.
a 28-inch threat range for the guns.
Oof. That's
So
solid. That's very
it's
solid.
Nice.
And they're flying. Is that correct?
Jump pack. No,
So
is that-
jump pack,
and
okay.
fly
It
and
says
fly.
Okay, so all right, so we know that they're going to be able to get around, jump from terrain to terrain, so they're going to have a much easier time getting around the board. They're going to be scary. I think. I mean, you can only have a squad of 3, but we're probably going to see
That's
multiple squads of 3.
That's what keeps throwing me off. is
MSU.
You can't scale up these dudes.
I mean, it seems like they're really pushing this MSU kind of.
yeah, which is like
gameplay stuff.
I want to see big units. you know?
Yeah, honestly, but like we're seeing we'll probably see bigger units from Standard Space Marine and Chaos Space Marine, or sorry,
the special guys.
Heretic Astartes,
Yeah.
and then MSU for these lists.
Yeah, and that's probably because they're super expensive.
Can we also point out, the power level is 8. If the points are anything to, a captain is 7.
Yeah.
And a captain's
Yeah.
beefy.
Yeah, we'll talk about him in a second. But I want to go over the abilities. Yeah, we just talked about.
Mortal wound on a 6 on a charge, that's tasty.
Yeah, we already talked about that. The meteoric descent. But again, back to the keywords. Mark 10 Gravis. Like, why is that a keyword?
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's like, why is there going to be some kind of modification? Like, is there going to be some ability that buffs those?
that buffs Call makes everything that he's built himself.
Yeah, because like keywords were all exist to mean to interact with the rules in some way.
Right.
If that's a thing, I'm kind of curious to see what that means.
I believe that we may not see anything for that right out the door. We may start seeing things later on. They're just trying not to design themselves into a corner.
Yes.
That's just conjecture on my side, but I think it would make a lot of sense to not, design them themselves into a corner for
is true.
future releases.
That's true. And Speaking of things that can use and modify keywords, we have the captain,
Yeah.
captain of the ship. He is the captain now.
Dude, his hand with the gun on it looks super
Okay,
dope.
yeah. So everybody's coming from the school of Guilliman's.
And Kalgar. Remember, Kalgar does it too.
Kalgar, but it was
And Grey Knights.
please Guilliman. Yeah, and Grey Knights. Grey Knights had it right all along. Guilliman made it cool again.
Yeah, he was like, you know what would be fun? Gun fists.
Yeah, gun fists. Let's slap the gun on your power fist, call it a day.
Yeah.
Which is what this dude's loaded out. He's in Gravis armor and is armed with a master-crafted power sword and a bolt storm gauntlet, which is a 3-shot pistol, a bolt pistol at 12 inches, and a power fist that is double your strength, -3 AP, D3. And then, of course, the power fist penalty, which is -1 to hit.
But this die is hitting on 2s normally.
Yes,
That's crazy. This guy is a monster.
Yeah, well, the only people we knew that were hitting on 2s or hitting on 2s was Guilliman and the Swarmlord.
And both those are that's
some beefy dudes.
Those are some really powerful close
Yes.
combat combatants.
Yes, and now we have a captain he's going to be hitting on 2s. That means, and he has base 5 attacks, which means you get yourself some tasty 5 strength 8 -3 AP D3 damage power fist attacks hitting on 3s.
That's crazy. He's really, really strong. And honestly, if you don't need to use that, I mean, his strength is 4. If you're just mulching like Guardsmen and Skitarii or Eldar in close combat, they're toughness 3. Just use your power sword and hit on 2s.
Yeah.
You can just, like, all right, well, I don't need this extra
Also-
strength. I'm just gonna cut through.
Wait,
your
I
enemies.
just got really excited. They have a page number for this ability.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry,
Oh,
I'm
we'll get
excited.
to that.
That's a good point. That is a good point.
I want to talk about the next weapon, the master-crafted power sword. Now, the regular power sword that we've seen.
Oh, that's
is
right.
Strength user, -3 AP, and only 1 damage. Master-crafted makes
2.
this 2 damage.
Oh my God, Call is gonna be so cool.
Yeah, he's gonna have his master.
Mastercrafted axe.
Yeah, so Mastercrafted is now, instead of being re-rolling one of your hits, it's just saying
Plus 1 damage.
this weapon is so well crafted, it just does more damage.
Here's the thing: is it twice as much damage, or is it +1?
It's just
Probably just
I
gonna be
hope-
+1.
I think
I hope
just
it's twice because I know some of my guys have Mastercraft stuff. Just saying. That twice would be dope.
it's gonna be +1 in all fairness.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be.
8th is supposed to be the great equalizer,
Not the great like OP-izer.
not the great elderizer.
So right to battle.
All right, now abilities.
Yeah.
We have the "and they shall know the fear," and we've got a page number. We didn't actually see that with the Rubric Marines. With
That's
that,
true.
Death to the False Emperor.
So they probably just like
probably just didn't
photoshopped
have
it.
Yeah, they probably just like they boop. But so now we have a page reference to probably the index.
Yeah.
Straight
Or
to
even the actually very likely. Remember, we have a mini codex that comes with the
true.
starter box, so we don't know what this is.
That's a
out
good
of
point.
directly.
That's probably a standard.
Oh, you know,
rule.
it probably is from that Primaris Index book.
Yeah.
And then you've got the Iron Halo, which is a standard 4-up invulnerable save.
If you can call it a halo, it's more like a a semicircle.
It's like just a couple of prongs. And then we have Rites of Battle. This is what HQs are going to be doing now.
Yeah.
Because they can't join units, they're just going to be providing
This
buffs.
is pretty cool. This is
Yeah.
a very cool ability for a
Rerolling-
Space Marine.
Yeah, you can re-roll hit rolls of 1 made for friendly chapter units within 6 inches. Now, chapter being whatever chapter this captain's associated
Yeah.
with, I imagine. Within 6 inches of this model, which on paper everybody's like, that's a really short range, but
You have to stay close because you need to stay out of.
yeah, to keep you from getting sniped.
and
Everybody's
it's-
moving up the board.
If you think about it as normally, this would be applying specifically to the unit he would be in.
Yes.
In him, and not now. You can have 3 intercessor squads around him, re-rolling ones.
You know I'm
Tell you what, it's not that bad. We're playing Soul Burst within 7 inches. It's not that hard.
I don't want
do.
to hear a thing about your soul burst
So-
because it is gross.
You just have to play to it. If you play to it, you can make it very successful. I'm just saying.
In editing, can we just cut the video right when you say anything about Eldar?
No, just like
bars.
cut him like when we talk about when we say soul burn and just like hard cut,
Just mute me.
and then just cut to us. But anyways, back to his stat line because we didn't even hit that yet. You know, we hit
Oh
a
yeah,
couple
so we've
of things.
got Gravis armor giving you +1
+1 toughness.
and we saw that the same for the Inceptors.
Wait, how do you know
yeah.
that?
Because
That
they're in
gives them
Gravis.
+1 toughness.
Because
they're
the
toughness 5.
standard Mark X armor is toughness 4.
Okay.
Both
Gravis
units with Gravis armor have toughness 5.
See?
And they
Learn
actually
something
mention
new
it
every
in their
day.
article about it that the
I can't read.
that sucks, man. This you picked the wrong hobby. There's a lot of reading to be done with
I
the
just go
rules.
shiny plastic.
Just slap, like, just
But I thought that was really interesting. I thought when I saw that model, I thought this was going to be the Primaris form of Terminator armor, and that was not the case at all.
No, it is just a flat +1 to your toughness. He has 6 wounds, but he only has a 3-up armor save, which is it's base.
4-up invuln though.
Yeah.
Can't get any worse than 4.
That's true. He does have that answer.
I think that's really important to think about. A 3-up is only a 3-up if you don't have a decent invuln, and we don't know if we can kit one of these out. You know, drop the power fist and get or drop the sword and get a storm shield or
Well,
something.
it doesn't show that on the data sheet.
That's true, but this is a captain. We may have other options, right?
Maybe. But I understand that this is a fair option to put forth with the new army, to be like, oh, this is your guy for the starter box for everybody to learn.
Yeah.
He's got a 3-up save.
He's a cool model.
He's not like he's got a 2-up save. He's got all this stuff.
I'm not a huge fan of the bolter on the.
I like it.
I wish he was underslung, honestly.
Nah, it's just,
Nah, dude, it's
like-
super dope.
The gun fist thing, I don't know. It'll have to warm on me, I guess.
Imagine if you got punched in the face and then
With
the
a gun
heat
fist?
of a gun burned your face as well.
like I shoot you as when I punch
Ooh,
you.
yeah, you punch and
Punchy, shooty gun.
Yeah. So I think the captain's looking real good.
I mean, 3 shots in while he's tied up in close combat during the shooting phase
Yeah, it's a
because of
pistol.
that pistol. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
He's gross in close combat.
He looks like he's going to be fun in close combat.
Yeah.
He probably won't beat a Swarmlord, but
Oh yeah, no, that's the thing. I really like this because he doesn't. I'm not seeing this and being like, oh, what am I going to do about it?
yeah.
Like, how on earth am I going to be able to?
But
do
that's
this?
because he's more of a well-rounded character.
And honestly, it speaks a lot to Space Marines and what they're trying to do with that codex.
Yeah.
Well,
And we will never ever hear about Hellblasters, at least not right now.
Yeah, 'cause
all
they're
right,
gonna-
we're gonna hellblast our way on to missions next. Like, subscribe, comment below. What's your favorite Primaris Space Marine? Peace out.
And don't
and how
worry.
you say it wrong.
And as she says, don't worry.
Primaris.
Incestors.
Oh, jeez.